guys, I hope you're all doing well and that you had a great week. As you can see, I'm not in my usual location because today I'm coming to you from New York. I'm coming to you from the US Open Fan Week, and yeah, it's an experience. So to all of my house guests, make yourselves at home, grab yourselves a drink, sit down, relax, make yourselves comfortable. If you're passing by for the first time and you'd like to become a house guest, don't forget to hit subscribe and activate all of your notifications. I'm Chez, this is Chez M0i, and today, New York is my place. So guys, today's video will be shorter than usual because I need to maximize the time I spend with my daughter, given that I'm only in New York for a week. My observations over the last few days are in relation to people's reactions to Harry and Meghan's 4-day visit to Colombia, including shock at things that we knew about Meghan for the longest time.
Mi marido y yo, y puedo sentir este abrazo de Colombia. Es increíble.
Good morning. Well, that's pretty impressive. There's Meghan Markle speaking in Spanish on the final day of her Colombian tour with Prince Harry. Prince Harry and Meghan have finished their 4-day visit to Colombia yesterday. And the forum focused on highlighting and uplifting Afro-Colombian women. And Meghan, as we saw a moment ago, rather impressively addressed the crowd in Spanish.
Hola. Ahí muy buenas tardes. Me gustaría empezar en español. Porque estamos en su país, mi marido y yo, y puedo sentir este abrazo de Colombia. Y es increíble. Entonces, gracias, muchas gracias, porque la cultura, la historia, todo estaba como un sueño, este viaje. Y perdona si mi español no está perfecto, porque yo aprendí hace 20 años en Argentina. Pero estoy tratando, porque acá puedo sentir esta comunidad. Y este es el sentimiento que es lo mejor del mundo ahora. Entonces, gracias, vicepresidenta, mi amiga. Muchas gracias. So I think part of the role modeling that I certainly try to do as a mother is to encourage our daughter, who at 3, she has found her voice. And we're so proud of that, because that is how we, as I was saying, create the conditions in which there's a ripple effect.
It's lovely stuff. Well, the tour is now over, so I suppose...
Tatler, a contributor to which is Louisa Parker Bowles, the niece of Camilla's first husband, was surprisingly complimentary about their tour. Tatler magazine. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's trip to Colombia came to a close yesterday after 4 days in the South American country, following their successful quasi-royal tour of Nigeria earlier this year. The Sussexes were seen salsa dancing, joining panel discussions, and enjoying a game of volleyball with Colombia's Invictus Games team, but it was the Duchess's dazzling wardrobe which took centre stage. The royal mother of two offered a perfect lesson in tour dressing during the whirlwind trip, donning a blend of local designers, re-wearing older pieces from her wardrobe, and even making a touching nod to her mother-in-law, Princess Diana. Because Tatler is known for usually being anti-Sussex, the comments were not a surprise, with many commenters objecting to Tatler's positive overview of the couple's time in Colombia. I then started to contemplate why people deem it necessary to display so much anger and aggression towards people they don't even know and are highly unlikely to know. I had to shake my head and chuckle at one comment made under last week's video by someone who I don't even remember the name or the YouTube handle, but they were so angry because they felt I have no right to comment on matters in the USA as an outsider. Firstly, the comment demonstrated that the person who made it is lacking in reading comprehension skills because they clearly didn't understand my house rules if they bothered to read them at all. Secondly, my interest in the US is not casual. I lived in the States for a while, during which time I gave birth to my daughter, who at the age of 10 verbally declared that she wanted to come back to live in the States at some point. She relocated here a few years ago and has no immediate plans to live in the UK again. My daughter is an adult who has a mind all of her own. She will decide who she votes for in November without any influence from me whatsoever. Just like everyone else, I have the God-given right to express any view I want. So while I am indeed an outsider, no one is going to cyberbully me into not expressing my opinion, especially someone who claims to support Harry and Meghan, who ironically are shining a light on cyberbullying. If you don't actually support Harry and Meghan, and you have every right not to, why are you here? This community is not the place for you. I always say it's not what you say, it's the way that you say it. I know who my house guests are, because even if they disagree with me, they do it respectfully, and I am more than happy to respond. I will not, however, respond to closed-minded, angry commenters, which is why I don't beg you to watch my videos. There are enough toxic places online for you to be with like-minded people, so you can all be angry together. My place is not one of them. What I've observed over the course of my life is that open-minded people generally have an optimistic outlook. Conversely, closed-minded people tend to be quite negative and pessimistic, so instead of reflecting on why they feel the way they feel, they project their negativity onto others. Open-minded people are prepared to listen to other ideas and make room for the possibility that they could be wrong, whereas closed-minded people tend to have inflexible attitudes and refuse categorically to make room for the possibility that they could be wrong. The fact is that the Sussexes represent attitudes that the majority of society are opposed to. It's easier to be closed-minded and negative than to be open-minded and positive, because closed-minded individuals feel justified in blaming others for their negative position in life. So, in relation to the Sussexes, let's talk house guests. Why do you think that so many people are angry towards them? What exactly have they done to cause such offence? If you're an open-minded, generally positive person, do you notice that closed-minded people in your circle have an adverse reaction to you? One thing I know for sure is that as long as Harry and Meghan continue to use their platforms to make positive changes for people whose voices are stifled, I will continue to support them.
From my standpoint, how I will continue to express this, both through our foundation and through being able to move through the world, I suppose, is just looking at this as my chapter of joy. And the more that you are able to look at your life and really truly recognize that if you're going to be grateful for your life, you have to be grateful for all aspects of it. The parts that were opportunities of growth and may have felt really difficult, as well as the parts that feel inspiring, joyful, and full. And I think part of the role modeling doesn't necessarily need to be a large plan, it just needs to be an intention. And my intentionality is to enjoy this chapter and to be able to move through every piece of that as best as I can, modeling that if we are in the spirit of gratitude and of generosity, how we are able to connect with each other as women, how we are able to move through the world in a much freer way, I think is part of how we continue to create the conditions I was speaking about earlier. And you may have noticed it, my husband and I were talking about it this morning. I've just really relaxed on this trip. That's probably because it's Colombia and you all know how to have fun. But there's been something really, that's true. There's something so liberating about being able to be yourself and be comfortable in your skin and be surrounded in a space that is excited to see you exactly the way that you are. And so I think that is part of the chapter for me of joy that will hopefully continue to inspire and allow me to keep doing the work that we love to do, which is to just be of service and see other people live their lives through that same joyful spirit.
And with that said, I'm going to wrap up this video with final images from Harry and Meghan's very successful Colombian tour, while I go and experience the sights and sounds of another city in the country of my daughter's birth. If your thoughts were provoked in any way, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet become a house guest, don't forget to hit subscribe and activate all of your notifications. I want to take this opportunity to thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and you shall catch me in the next video.
Buenas noches, Cali. Buenas noches, Colombia. Muchas gracias, señora vicepresidenta. Can you help me translate?
Of course, claro que sí.
Thank you for your warm welcome.
Gracias por su cálida bienvenida.
Thank you for your beautiful culture.
Gracias por su cultura hermosa.
And thank you for your incredible hospitality.
Y mil gracias por su hospitalidad increíble. Me siento igual. Muchísimas gracias a todos y todas y disfruten la noche.